Greetings from the dream once more, everyone. We are still taking precautions against getting attacked by summoned spiders, but let's get back to where we left off in Ailing Loran Layer 3. Okay, we are back, ready for some more action. I'm going to run right here through the boss entryway here, and remember to open this side path, and meanwhile, see if anyone... Yep, it's sounding like we have been followed. So let's deal... Wow, okay. Beast after beast. So we've leapt right into a situation here. Alright, please lock on. And you can make a go for me, please. Oh, you can't fit through the door, can you? Well, I can deal with this situation with surprising ease. Uh-huh. Oop. Alright. Oh, that's fine. Swing at me again. Alright, and now die. Thank you. Very good. Alright, I'm going to climb up that ladder to take a little bit of extra insurance against spiders that may be following me in here. I kind of doubt they will. I kind of doubt that they would be allowed to come this far via the programming, but I'm pretty sure they can't climb ladders. And that allows me to show my stats here, which is kind of the main thing that I changed between episodes. So now my vitality is up to 39. And I can't believe it. I can't. It's so funny. I climbed the ladder to get away from spiders, and I got jumped by another spider. Okay. All right. That's hilarious. All right, but we're back in this back in exploration mode. That's I still can't believe that. That's crazy. I'm hearing more beasts though, so maybe I will switch back to my saw cleaver. Yep, I'm seeing more beasts now too. So definitely look at all these beasts. Definitely the saw cleaver is an attractive option here. Switch to some pebbles so that we can start guiding these enemies. Looks like I won't even need them. Start guiding these enemies into the hall, where I can deal with them more efficiently, one at a time. Alright, well, a little preemptive in that bullet. Was not expecting that beast to survive. Give me some health back after you die. Thank you. Alright, how many are we looking at in this room now? I'm just seeing the one. Just checking the other corners. Looks like it's just the one. Alright. Looks like I was a little early on that attack, but whatever. It's another dead beast as far as I'm concerned. I did check, I don't know if anyone was curious, it looks like that cursed fire gem that we picked up in the last episode was a weapon durability down type gem. However, it was also not of sufficient strength to beat out any of the benefits we're getting from our current gems. So, I mean, why take a penalty if it's worse than what you have that has no penalties? So that's yeah, we did not equip that on our saw cleaver. This is still basically the same gem setup as we've had for the past few episodes here. Oh, and it's one of these type places. Interesting. Once again, seeing distant bridges that we'll probably never get to. I wonder if this connects in any way. Like, I wonder if those bridges, that bridge... Now, if it was the same as before, there'd be two. But I'm a little bit curious if those bridges are the ones that we were at before. Or maybe those. I don't know how this stacks up one on top of the other. That bridge there, I mean, there's an item on it, so we know for a fact that we can go there. Probably will connect from this other side here. So let's get going. Let's get back to exploring. Over these rickety old bridges across this massive chasm. And hearing beasts moving around. They're probably just in an adjoining room. Or no, they're possibly below me because this particular fall. This might be a loop back to an earlier part of the dungeon, or it might also be new. That's something we'll have to continue to explore. Oh no, this is a second floor that I'm coming out on, which means that's probably somewhere else in this particular path, and rather than somewhere else in the dungeon. Oh look, it's another beast that's just on fire. Interesting. Oh, I thought it was going to attack. There we go, got it. Give me that health back. Take that visceral, and I will, oops, press the dodge button just a little bit late. I was expecting an attack, I was not anticipating quite the right timing, but that works for me. All right. I'm going to try and stay on this upper floor for now. This, once again, my general policy is to explore the floor that I'm on. Uh-oh. I'm vaguely hearing, it's no longer vague, definitely hearing the sounding of a bell, which has me speeding up because bell ringer, hello. Also, tons of enemies around, so I'm going to keep dodging. I'm going to pull out my treacherous, which is better at dealing with bell ringers, and keep dodging, and go for some attacks, and then back away. Alright, that particular enemy was more than I bargained for. Look at all these, oh my gosh. Look at how they multiply. I'm dodging, obviously not to great effect. I am surrounded, I am dead, I am slain. Alright. Well, we get to deal with bell ringers again. All my dodging was not especially effective. But I do know that I can run past all this. Now that the door is open, I can probably ignore that particular beast and not have to worry about doing anything of that nature. I'm just going to ignore this werewolf as well because, like the other enemies, I doubt it can climb ladders. This spider, however, I am ready for and willing to take out. So please come this way, spider. Spider? Spider? Are you, like, perplexed by that ladder? Most likely. Alright, well, at the risk of engaging, a foe that I don't need to engage in getting slain, I'm going to drop and try and deal with them. Okay, new policy. Don't leave enemies behind you. I don't know if that's a particularly good policy, but it's the one that I am going to adopt. Hello, beast enemy. Thank you for missing. And thank you for dying. Goodbye, beast enemy. And now I am ready for you, werewolf. Come get me. Thank you for failing. Get visceraled. Or not, because I am too close. I don't even care. How much, see, that's why it's nice, for me anyway, to invest in that much stamina, because I had just enough to finish the enemy that I needed to. And now I can pull out the treacherous, and this will leave me to deal with the spider that I don't have to worry about falling off and triggering enemies to die. Where are you, spider? I know you hear something. You're up above me and decided not to fall down. This is the trick you played on me last time. No? No? Where did you go? Well, I don't know where the spider is. Maybe it's a patrolling enemy rather than a dropping enemy. Maybe that's... Yeah, see, it's a patrolling enemy. That's why I was able to pull up my status screen last time before it was an issue. So long, spider. It was not very nice. Not very nice knowing you. Alright, come this way, please. I have not forgotten that there's a whole bunch of beast-type enemies in that room. And... nor have I... Ooh. I thought I'd have time to dodge away before that second one would attack. Because this particular type with the cloak pulled over its eyes tends to be a little bit slower. But apparently that was not the case. Fortunately, it doesn't seem to matter too much. And I think we're down to just the one. Yep. We're down to just the one. And please give me some health back still? Yeah, alright. Slightly, very slight risk, but I'm not going to heal that difference there. I'm going to switch back to my treacherous and run across. Remembering that I have that bell ringer to deal with. It's really interesting the way in which the presence of those bell ringing enemies changes behavior. Because, see? I would not have fallen for that particular pitfall if I hadn't been in rush down the enemy mode. And I wouldn't have been in rush down the enemy mode if it weren't for the fact that I knew there was a bell ringer up ahead. So just the presence of that bell ringer. Oh boy, I must have stepped on a... Yep, that was almost certainly a trap that got me. Yeah, you can hear the trigger again. Yeah, that whole elaborate trap probably would not have been anywhere near as effective if I hadn't known about the Bellringer, and as we've established over the past few episodes, really, they're kind of a major threat, just because they keep summoning in those, like, swarms of enemies. Swarms of enemies are really dangerous in Bloodborne, and in the Soulsborne games in particular. So, the presence of a Bellringer changed my behavior. The change in my behavior had me drop down the hole, and dropping down the hole ended up getting me killed, because it was a situation I wasn't familiar with. I was adapting on the fly. Looked like I was doing okay, but that trap was the end of me. So it's just how it goes. All right, patrolling spider, probably still far away. Not forgotten about the patrolling spider. And rather than go after the however many blood echoes that was, I've already lost that many before because I've already come this way and died twice. So that's not a particular concern of mine. I did forget about the enemies in this room, though. Rather than fall back down through that hole, because that's probably not the ideal way to enter that room at all, I'm going to go back to my strategy of dealing with the Bellringer. This time influenced by the knowledge of the way my behavior was influenced before. You're going to follow up. Yeah, you're not going to leave me alone. The other one's going to follow up more slowly. So I'm going to keep... looks like I didn't go back far enough. I was going to say I was going to keep going back far enough that it wouldn't interfere, but it interfered. All right. You're probably the last one here, so let's just finish you off. Did you drop anything for me, buddy? You did not, did you? No. This one I know did, and it's probably a blood vial. Yes, indeed. And that time I actually practiced the better strategy, the smarter strategy, of healing from my stock on hand and then replenishing my stock on hand, rather than getting a bunch in storage and then depleting my stock on hand. Because it's nice to have blood vials in the moment and not just in theory. Alright, pulling out the treacherous, because that's better against Bellringers. Remembering to avoid this particular pitfall, and then picking up the pace to run in and deal with the Bellringer. Oh, and I forgot about the werewolf. Alright. Well, I'm going to ignore the werewolf. Dangerous strategy. This is a dangerous move. I know it's a dangerous move. Don't care. I don't like that Bellringer. Hello. I've burned through a lot to get to you. Alright. Gotta heal up. Gotta heal up. Switch weapons. Well, I thought I switched weapons. In the dark, it was too hard to tell. Speaking of dark, oops, wrong one. Here we go. Turn that portable lantern back on. Shed some light on this situation. And finally, we're in a good spot again. That's nice to know. Oh man, this has been a very eventful. This has been a very eventful part of this layer, I have to say. It's been a lot of fun. This is about the level of challenge that I like in a Chalice dungeon. As a result, I am very scared of what's going to happen when I am looking to the next layer. Speaking of which, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do when it comes to going to the layer 5s, the depth 5s, as opposed to going to the cursed Chalice, because they're both going to be, probably they're both going to be out of my league, but the defiled Chalice, the cursed Chalice, is, I think blasphemous was the literal version of that. That one is a depth 4, but it has an effect that lowers your health and I'm seeming to recall maybe also some of your damage. I don't remember. But it's generally considered to be an incredibly difficult Chalice dungeon. That's kind of the one that's almost the litmus test, where it's like, if you can finish this one, you can probably finish the rest. That said, I don't know if that's because it's a sign that if you can finish that one, you are going to be able to deal with the 5s, or it's a sign that it's actually harder than the depth 5s. In general. I know one of the depth 5s is locked behind it, so yeah, there's definitely that aspect to it. And let's deal with the werewolf from this direction. And mistime the gunshot and not get a visceral. Let's retime that and totally mess up. And let's just keep doing this until it works. All right. Let's see if it's still true. Yeah, it's still true, but I get more off of a visceral from my treacherous than you took more swings than I thought you would, but it didn't matter. Okay, give me the item, please. Thank you. Oh, well, my health was higher than I thought it was. I was about to chastise myself for not following my own advice from earlier, but it worked out. So anyway, that's just kind of my rambly thoughts. Yeah. Whoop. Hello. All right. Lucky I didn't get pegged by those Molotovs. And let me introduce you to my treacherous. There we go. You were not as lucky as I was. This is probably at some point going to link back to the that room I fell down into, which means I know there's one of those skittering enemies that can disappear and will give me probably a nice powerful gem. I do want to check these alcoves though, just because, and maybe finish my thought on how I'm thinking that the depth 4 or the cursed chalice and the depth 5s, I think one of which I'll get access to after I'm done with this particular layer here. I'm thinking I'm gonna try some of those just to see what they're like, and if this has been any indication, probably be forced to turn back. That's what I envision as the most likely outcome. But it looks like this is the loop back here to where I was slain by that trap. Yeah, because that's the enemy with the gem. So I'm just gonna attack this right off the bat, and I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna whack the heck out of you so you don't run away. This time with my weapon charged up. Hello, I saw that trap in time. And now I'm gonna run back out here, where I've slain a bunch of enemies, and see if anyone followed. Yes, conveniently, the one with my blood echoes has followed. How very, that didn't work out quite the way I wanted. How very thoughtful of you to make it easy for me to get my blood echoes back. And just already approaching this situation from the safer angle of a room where I've already established a safe haven has made a huge difference in my ability to deal with the enemies in this room and the threats. Interesting. And the threats that they pose. The thing that was interesting there was as soon as I hit the enemy, I pressed the button for the transform attack. It must have been a little early because the transform attack didn't come out. And then when I was expecting the attack to come out and it didn't, well, it kind of messed me up. But, all right. Looks like we just have the one other enemy in here. The sound of that trap being potentially triggered definitely messed me up. But fortunately, I was smart enough to take out the particular statue there, and I also took out that statue. And let's see what this was. Yep, it was another flame gem. It was a 4. That's something that there's like 3 or 4 different ways that you can tell how powerful a gem is kind of valued as being in terms of this game. Oh, there might be another enemy back here. Yep. I am not surprised. You are surprised. Haha. There are like quick ways to get an idea of how powerful a given gem is, and there are faster ways. So in the name itself, this is something that I'll eventually be covering in the Blood Gem special as well. Here's some gems. So in the name itself, you've got, at the very end, you see how we've got 1s here in like brackets, and then 2, 3, 4, and so on. Those are quick ways of seeing how strong the gems are. Once you get to a certain level, there's also a kanji that will start to show up. It is if you go the 3rd character there, so the first one is kanji that I think means sharp, then an E because it's actually a whole word in and of itself, and then there's one that means damp, and then there's blood gem. Blood gems that have damp in them are a certain strength. And then there's actually the rating of that particular gem, which kind of in the middle column, the top row of the middle column, I may have addressed this before, literally it's rank. Danku is that top thing. It's got the 3 kind of bars that look like they're getting smaller. That's the more precise. That's the most precise level of detail in terms of the strength of the gems. So there is a word that is associated with blood gem strength. There is a bracket that is associated with blood gem strength, and there is a specification. Oh, these were the it's the Bastards of Loran. I think this came up before. I can't remember completely off the top of my head, but literally like dropped child otoshigo. But that is one of the words in Japanese for bastard. So literally, bastard of Loran. Because the first part is Loran, which is Loran, and then no, our old friend, which basically means of. So those are important because you need them to make cursed, I think, or rather defiled Chalice dungeons. So when I said we were going to peek our head into the next level of dungeons, the cursed Pthumerian Chalice, and possibly, probably just one episode in that, and then probably just one episode maybe. I haven't decided if I'm going to even bother with going into the level, the depth 5, because I'll probably just get overwhelmed. But this is the other end of this. So I can go back across here and pick up that item that we saw a long time ago, while an enemy also comes into focus. Hello. I'm going to fight you in a very straightforward range of motion so they don't fall to my death after I worked so hard to accomplish this. But anyway, I'll probably have more to say about the particular Chalice material that we got there in the main Translation-Born series. And ooh, it looks like we have a treasure room. And I will also be determining just how much dungeon delving we'll be doing in these Chalice chats. Probably fairly soon, because I still am operating under the assumption that... are there enemies around here? Still am operating under the assumption that this third layer of Ailing Loran is going to be the last one. Alright, well, I'm just going to fight this thing. Ambush me, if you will, game. And it's looking like you will not, which is very fortunate. That's what I like to see. Alright, time for me to get paranoid again. And, oop. If that had been trapped, I'd have been dead. Time for me to get a little paranoid again and deal with these statues, which are not my friends. Goodbye, statue. Goodbye, statue. All these statues. Statues must go. It's my statue vendetta. All statues must go. Not seeing a whole lot over here. These are generally, like, the prizes in here are generally more Chalice materials, so I wonder if we're going to get more of those Bastards of Loran. We'll just have to find out. Alright, deal with these things. And, oh right, I was trying to remember what I was talking about before I got distracted into another line of conversation that I was also cut off from before. I do tend to ramble a lot in these episodes. But, I was talking about the rating system for the gems and how there's at least three different ways to get an idea for the strength of the gems that you're picking up. Like to do a quick glance. So, yeah, that's one thing that's a little bit confusing about the blood gems. And we'll get into it more in the blood gem special, but I think some of the desire to communicate mechanical effects through normal, like relatively natural language may have backfired a little bit, because it makes the names of the gems less memorable, I think, and possibly more confusing. But we'll have more details on that when I eventually get to the Blood Gem special, which hopefully it won't be another 2 years, but who can say at this point. Alright, so we're getting more of the high-level flowers, just regular flowers at that point. And we're once again going to save the major treasure chest for last. Thought that statue thought it could get away from me. It could not. Could not escape my statue smashing wrath. And yep, more flowers. And nothing over here. All right, so let's find out what's in the big sarcophagus. It's a moment of truth. Ah, yes, it was indeed more of the Bastards of Loran. So there you have it. And I believe that is the full extent of this particular path. So I'm not going to bother running back. I'm going to warp using a bold hunter's mark, go back to the dream, and next time we will face the boss of this layer, and we'll see where that goes from there. So if you are interested in that, I hope to see you next time. And until then, thanks for watching, everyone. Oh, come on. All right, I'm not going to get the motion thing. I'm going to hit the right side of this, and then wave. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone.